In this video, we're going to talk about a dance studio marketing plan to help you enroll more students. My name is Hervin Alvarez. We own a company called Get More Students where we help dance studio owners with increasing enrollment, saving time, reducing workload. And if you're a studio owner looking to grow your dance studio, subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're currently helping right now over 200 dance studios, and we take the lessons that we've learned from helping that many studio owners and bring them out to you and make them easy to understand, digestible. My goal is to share with you here anything that I learned to help you grow your studio, and so that hopefully one day you get enough information, you learn so much and you implement so much that you eventually gain trust and you want to work with us. Okay, so with that, that's my evil master plan. So again, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're interested in growing your studio. So with that said, let's talk about a dance studio marketing plan to help you enroll more students. So here it is. Number one, you need a way to generate new inquiries every single month. Okay, so a lot of studio owners, what ends up happening is that their enrollment, they start out when they first started their studio, their enrollment was going up and up and up. And then at some point it just hits this plateau where the enrollment, you're just stuck there at your enrollment. And so the reason why that usually happens is because the studio owner doesn't have a way to consistently generate new inquiries. They just simply they just solely rely on word of mouth as their only way to market their studio. And don't get me wrong, word of mouth is fantastic. It's the best form of marketing. But if you are looking to break through that plateau, you need to reach more people that you wouldn't otherwise reach just with word of mouth. And so, what I would definitely recommend is that you figure out a way to generate more inquiries. What we do for the studio owners that we help is that we set up a couple of things. So number one, Facebook and Instagram advertising campaigns to show where you get to pay Facebook to show your advertisings on Facebook and Instagram, and you get to pick the area around your studio, and then so you're showing up in front of people who wouldn't otherwise hear about your studio, wouldn't hear about it through word of mouth. You get to reach people in your neighborhood, in neighboring neighborhoods. So that way you're expanding your reach, you're getting to more people, you're generating awareness, you're getting the word out there. More people are finding out about you. Think about it this way. If this many people, if you want this many students, but you're only getting this amount of, you're only getting this many inquiries, right? So if you want this many students, but you're only getting this many inquiries, it doesn't make sense. You need to get a lot more inquiries so that you can attract more. You need to generate a lot more inquiries if you want to enroll a lot more students. Okay, so that's the second step. So the goal of the advertising campaigns is not just to get the word out there. The goal of the advertising campaigns is to get people to inquire. Okay, so we need people to take action, to people who raise their hand and give you their information so that you can follow up with them. That is the goal of the advertising. That's where a lot of people go wrong when they're just going out on Facebook and they're just sort of boosting a post, hoping that people would see it and they show up at their studio. That doesn't work. So boosting a post on Facebook, hoping that people walk in, it's not going to happen. It doesn't work. What you need to do is you need to set up your Facebook ads, and then from there, people click on your ad, they go to what's called a landing page where you're going to collect. A landing page is just a simple page. It has a form where people are going to give you their name, phone number, and email so that you can follow up with them. If you don't have any idea of what I'm talking about, there's a couple of videos for how to set up Facebook and Instagram advertising campaigns on this YouTube channel. Go check those out. Or again, if you are somebody who doesn't want to even dabble in this and doesn't want to go into it, you don't love tech, then go to getmorestudents.com, click there on let's book a call, let's chat, and that way we can tell you about how we can help you, okay? Because we do all of this ourselves. We handle this part for you so that you don't have to touch any of this. Okay, so once you set up the landing page, when people click on the ad, they go there, they give you their name, phone number, and email. The next step is then for you to contact them. Okay, so A lot of studio owners are just thinking again that they're just going to put up this, they're going to put up the boost this post on Facebook, and people are just going to walk in, sort of like, a billboard on the side of the road, and people are just going to see it and they're just going to drive to your business. And it just doesn't work that way. You need to follow up. How fast and how frequent do you need to follow up? It's something that I wasn't aware when I first started advertising for my dance studio. Somebody had to tell me this, a business coach that we had to tell us this. You want to follow up with every single lead, every single new inquiry that you get. Guess how long? Within 1 minute of them inquiring. Super, super fast. And the reason for that, if you think about it this way, when are people most excited about joining your studio? Is it when they saw your ad, they're like, oh, wow, this is really cool. Let me give them my name, phone number, and email so that they can follow up with me and tell me about it. And that's when, or when it's an hour later, or a day later, or a week later, when do you think people are most excited, right? And obviously it's right there and then, when they just inquire. And so that's the reason why you want to follow up with people so fast, is because they're thinking about it, they're excited, they haven't gotten a chance to go check out another dance studio in your area. They're just in the moment, and you catch them. I mean, if you follow up with them that quickly, you catch them while they're on their phones. And then the best way that we have found to follow up with people is through text message. Texting is the number one way people are communicating today. Everybody's on their phone. Everybody's texting. Everybody reads their texting. Phone calls work as well, but most of the time, like 60 to 87% of the times, your phone calls are going to go to voicemail. And so what you want to you still want to try and call people. In fact, a little trick that I've learned is that if you call people, call them twice back to back, because usually the first time it's a random phone number, they don't recognize it, they don't want to pick it up. But if they get called like twice by that number, they might think like, oh, is this a friend of mine? Is this somebody? This person really wants to get a hold of me, so they're most likely going to pick up. So what you want to do once people pick up, because you might feel like, man, that's a little bit aggressive. Like, how are they going to feel when you talk to them? Just pretend that this is the first time you're calling them, and just say like, hey, what's going on? This is Hervin from, Get More Studio. This is Hervin from my awesome dance studio. Use your dance studio's name there. And then you're going to say, I saw that you just inquired about our dance classes. I just wanted to call you. Is this Susie? And then Susie's going to be probably a little bit confused. Yeah. Oh, wow. This is you guys. Yeah. I just wanted to see, what made you inquire about the dance classes? Oh, I have a kid, blah, blah, blah. And then just get into it. Just act like it's normal. A lot of people are not even going to realize that you call them twice. Because sometimes even like when you call the first time, the phone blocks that number. And so anyway, that's just something I would do if calling still works. Just call people twice back to back. But the best way is texting. Emails, I wouldn't say that email is completely dead, but less and less people check their email. Email has an average open rate of 23%. That means that if you send 100 emails, 80 of those people are not going to even see your email. So again, text messaging, it has a 98% open rate. If you send 100 texts, 98 of those people are going to see it. So highly recommended that you use text messaging for your follow-up for new inquiries for your dance studio. Okay, so you're setting up your advertising campaigns. People are inquiring. You're following up really quickly. You're using text messaging as your way of following up with them. What's next? Well, a lot of times when you follow up with them, a lot of people are just going to either stop responding or not even see your first message in the first place, or you're just like, at some point they'll start to ghost you. And so what you want to do is you don't want to let those people fall through the cracks. The more you follow up, the better your chances. So for us, what we have seen, we follow up, we help the studio owners that we're helping follow up with their leads 5 times. So once a day for 5 days, they're going to follow up with them, just a simple text message. It doesn't have to be aggressive. It could just something along the lines of like, hey, just don't want to make sure that you don't fall through the cracks. Are you still interested in coming and checking us out? Right? So you're going to follow up with everybody to prevent them from falling through the cracks. Okay. After that happens, what's next. So you're following up, you're getting a hold of people. We have some studio owners that we're helping that are not doing trials, but I would say the easiest way to start getting people to show up at your studio is to give them an offer, some sort of like a free trial class, super simple. It's been tried, it's been tested, it's been proven, it works. This is something that we still are using for the majority of the studio owners that we're working with. A free trial class gets them to walk into the studio, where it's so much easier to sell them in person when they're there at your studio. Okay, so you're offering them a free trial, and then what you want to do is you want to have a software. So in our software in Studio Hub, which is what we provide to the studio owners that we're working with, you're going to book people into a calendar, and then they're going to start receiving text message notifications to remind people to show up for their trial. So we usually set it up so that the day before their trial, they get a reminder. The morning of their trial, they're going to get a reminder. 1 hour before their trial, they're going to get a reminder. And this is what's going to get people to get up from their couches and actually get into their cars and drive to your studio. People are busy, they're forgetful, and you're not their priority, so they don't have a reason to, actually show up. And so you got to remind them so that they actually remember to show up. And this is where having a system like Studio Hub that can help you set up those reminders and automate them. In fact, that's what we do for the studio owners that we're helping. We set up these automations so that it follows up with every single inquiry within 1 minute of them inquiring. It's going to follow up automatically with people who stop responding to you for 5 days in a row. It's going to remind them the day before their trial, the morning of their trial, 1 hour before their trial, to get them to show up. We set up all of those automations for you. Again, if you're interested in that, go check us out at getmorestudents.com. and book a call, and we can chat with you about it. And so, yeah, that's how you're going to get people to show up. And last, once you get people showing up at your studio, the last tip I have for you is have an offer so that when people show up to your studio, you tell them, hey, by the way, if you register today, you'll get your registration fee waived completely. And so that way you get people incentivized and motivated to sign up that day if they enjoy the class. Okay, and then it also makes it easier, a lot less pressure for you if you say that at the beginning to ask people for the sale. A lot of studio owners that I speak to, they don't love sales. And so this is just a simple way for you to make that sales process a lot easier, a lot less like pressure. Because if you say it to them at the very beginning when they come in, sort of like, when you go to a restaurant, they read you, when you sit down, they're like, hey, let me read you the specials of the day. You just simply let people know that you have an introductory offer as soon as they come in, or as soon as you're meeting them, like, hey, thank you so much for coming to the studio. By the way, if you guys enjoyed today's class, super excited. We have an introductory offer here that you could take advantage of. Let me know at the end if you would like to, and we can honor this offer for you. And so that way, when you put it up front, people, it makes you feel like, you're being transparent, you're being open, you're letting people know that you want them to enroll. You're giving them an incentive to enroll that day when they come in, which is going to give you the best results. And so, have an offer. That way you get people to enroll as soon as they come in. And then from there, obviously ask them again if they want to take advantage of the offer when they're there towards the end of the class. Hey, are you enjoying the class? Like if it's a studio where you're teaching children, then you say, hey, it seems like little Susie's doing amazing. You want to enroll her and take advantage of do you want to take advantage of the introductory offer and enroll her today? Or if you're doing a dance studio for adults, then towards the end, at the end of the class, you could just say, hey, by the way, did you enjoy the class? Do you want to take advantage of the introductory offer? The fact that you brought it up, it's going to make it easier for them. They've already been thinking about it. It's been in the back of their head. And so it's a lot less like sales pressure to do it this way than, trying to get them, if you don't tell them anything at the beginning and then you're just trying to surprise them like, hey, do you want to enroll before you go? Then it's a lot more pressure. Okay, so then again, let's just do a quick recap so far. So you're setting up Facebook advertising campaigns, Facebook and Instagram advertising campaigns. You're getting the word out there, generating awareness, you're generating interest, you're getting people to inquire, super important. And then once people inquire, you're following up with them quickly through text message. You're following up if they stop responding. When you finally get a hold of them and you get them to commit to coming in for a trial class, you send them reminders. They actually show up. You have an offer in place to get people to enroll that day. Those are all the things that I would do. That's like a marketing plan for a dance studio in a nutshell. So if I were starting all over again, I put this plan in place, I'd execute it. That's what we've helped. So we've helped put this plan in place for studio owners who are already big studios, and it's just helped them break through their plateaus and help them enroll more students and help get even bigger than they've ever been before, thanks to this. And I've also used this same plan to help dance studio owners start from scratch, start from the very beginning. As soon as they open up their studio, they put this plan in place. And within a few months, they were in terms of enrollment, at the same place that studio owners who've been open for many, many years, for, many, maybe even decades. And so anyway, I hope this has been helpful. That's what I would do if for a dance studio marketing plan. If you've enjoyed this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, if you're looking to grow, there's many other YouTube videos here on this channel that I think you would enjoy. Go check those out. If you have found value in this, if you think this would be helpful for a friend of yours, go share with them this video. If you are curious about working with us and what we could do to help your studio grow, go to getmorestudents.com and go check us out over there. Click on that button that says Let's Talk and book a call, and we are happy to give you a demo of our services, tell you how everything works, and ask you a few questions to see if we can help you. All right, so thank you all so much for watching. See you all in the next video. Bye.